Okay, so XMind here, it's a small software that I use a lot, and I use it in a lot of my projects, but also inside the classroom as well with my students. I've been using this software for, I think, the beginning of my teaching career, and the software is about mind mapping, project management, brainstorming, and presentation tool as well. You can also use it if you wanted to do some cooking or have a list of ingredients. So it's really kind of like a tool for every industry. And what's good about this tool is it runs on any computer, so you don't need to install it. You can just download it, unzip it, and put it on a USB and plug it into any computer. It's also iOS friendly, so that means you can use that on iPad as well, and all the tablets. So that means you can take around and brainstorm it with your students inside a classroom, and I'll show you an example of brainstorming later on as well. So lately they've kind of added a new feature called Cloud Base, so you can sync those files, and that means you can take it anywhere, any location. And if you wanted to share the accounts as well, you can collaborate that with online students, and they can do the files on a local computer, but also upload it so that it syncs to the cloud files, so for all the other groups to use as well. Okay, so examples of the things I've been doing. I'll just show you an example here. So here's the brainstorming example, and this is a advertising class, and the student has to, part of the textbook in the class is they have to read this textbook, and part of the assignment is they have to come up with a creative campaign or communication campaign that showcases this book in a different perspective, so like a book review, but more like say, for example, how does that interpret into a different communication campaign? So we started to brainstorm ideas. So what does the book mean to each student? And they kind of use the same file and just brainstorm the different ideas on that. So you got here a student says it has different personalities, this book, and then they can break it out into other things as well, like family members. So when they design the assignment, it becomes like a family album. So they design the family album, and it's kind of like their creative campaign and interpretation of the book. So that's an example of brainstorming. Other examples are like timeline. So this one here is the graphic design class. I kind of reduced the image here, so it's really hard to see, but you can see we've got here week 12 and a list of things that we're going to do in week 12, week 13, and then week 14, what are the things that we're going to do. And I get the students to also get involved as well, because they can write in what is expected from them, or what are they going to do, and how are they going to get involved. So they actually use this software to give me indications of what they're going to do in that week. Other examples, so you can even design websites using XMind. So this is like a sitemap tool, and then as a result, that's the work that was done for one of the universities. And lastly, the last project that I've been working on is the learning spaces. We can divide it into 3 categories, and there's a list of the different room types as well using the software XMind. Lastly, how to use the software. So it's really easy to use, and I'll just show you the software. And basically, the tab key is probably your best friend. Let me just get to . Okay, so here's, I'll bring up something that's, okay. So here's one of the projects, and all I have to do is just press, if I wanted to add a new category, I just press tab, and then there's tab as well. So I could just write Tuesday, and then I could say Tuesday is, okay, meeting with Lynn, and then I can add other, what is it, space with Phillip, okay. And then I can change the structure of that as well. So I can right click on it and change the structure to anything I like on that. Change the view, and I can add images or web links to that as well. And then create a presentation, so I can start to do a presentation as well on that. And I can make a presentation like doing this as well. I can do it online, and I use, I'm planning with my students to use this software, and they have to make a presentation of their project and the journey of their project and how did they get there from the beginning to the end of the journey. So it's really kind of like a really storytelling tool as well. And that concludes my presentation.